All right, cool. So we are recording. We are live. You can hear me. Let's see. So welcome to tonight's team call. It is Wednesday, January 4th. So happy New Year. It is 2017. Time for some really awesome things and big changes coming our way, which is really exciting. And I have a few announcements for you. So first, a huge shout out and a round of applause to our girl Karina Mayo for reaching Success Club 6 for her very first time. So I'm super excited for you, Karina, and congratulations on that. I know she's not feeling well tonight, but still got to give her kudos and mad props because that's freaking awesome, and I'm super proud of her.
I was cheering. I was cheering in the house. We were screaming.
Yeah. So that's really, really exciting. A couple other announcements that we have are the health bet is kicking off on January 9th, which is this Monday. So if you have any last minute people, get them enrolled now. Make sure you're following up. They can actually pay $10 to get their package in 2 days, so they can still get started on January 9th with all of us. So make sure that you're following up with those people. The FAQ for the health bet is 1492. So if you have any questions about that, check out the FAQ. And you guys, like, I don't know if you guys actually go into the Team Beachbody website and try to search FAQs when you have questions, but if you literally just search January health bet, the FAQ will come right up in Google. You don't even have to go into our website and try and search it that way. You can literally just go in and do a Google search, okay? So use your resources available to you and Google for the information before asking, so that way you can, kind of look things up on your own too. The next thing is the annual All Access Pass, which is really freaking awesome. If you guys haven't yet upgraded your club membership, I strongly encourage you to do so. I did mine as soon as it was available, and I did PJ's as well as soon as it was available. That gives us all access for the entire year. And let's be honest, you guys, if you're already paying for the club membership, which if you're Emerald or above, you're paying for it. But if you're using BOD or the Fixate Cook Show or the meal planning and any of that stuff, and you're using the club membership, it's way cheaper to do the annual all access pass than it is for you to go and do the quarterly payments. It's actually almost double if you do the quarterly payments versus the 1 year payment. So definitely check that out. The FAQ for that is 3013. So if you have any questions about how the All Access Pass works, we did discuss it on our last team call a little bit, but if you have any questions, you can always check that out there. If you still have questions after you check out the FAQ, feel free to ask in the group, and we'll try and answer any questions you may have about that. So definitely really excited about that, enrolling people into that package to help them stay on track all year, and giving them multiple programs is really, really cool. I also shared in the Corey's inviting scripts how I've been inviting people and sharing that package when I invite people to a challenge group. Also, this weekend is Super Saturday weekend, so if you are not yet registered for a Super Saturday in your area, why not? You need to get to one ASAP, and you need to make sure you get registered if you're not already registered, you guys. One of the best things about Beachbody and them having these quarterly events is filling up our cup. There's times when we get discouraged on our own journey. There's times we get discouraged in the business and where we are, where we're pushing to go. So making sure we're filling up our cup and using the community of people that this amazing opportunity offers is awesome. To meet other like-minded, driven people who are working towards their health and fitness goals and towards their career goals, their business goals, their financial goals, and just surrounding yourself by that empowering community is something I strongly encourage you to do, and something that is really going to help you. Sorry, Hannah, I just saw your thing. But the Super Saturday is something that's really going to help to fill up your cup. So if you're in the Toledo area, Jericho from Core to Force is going to be here I don't know if it's already sold out. Last I heard it was not yet sold out, but you want to be there. Like, to have, we have a powerhouse in Toledo, if you are not yet aware. We have Janelle Summers, who is she's a 2-time 15-star diamond coach. We have Meg Kozlowski, who is a 15-star diamond coach. We have Corey Miller, who's freaking amazing, and she's like an 8 or 9-star diamond. We have Angie Green, who is another 8 or 9. She might even be 10-star at this point. I don't know Angie quite as well, but she's another very successful coach. And we have Jericho from Core to Force instructing our live workout. Like, that's freaking amazing. And I think tickets were like, what, $20, Hannah? Are they $20? Like, that's pennies to register and get that knowledge and be surrounded by all those people and to have a live workout with her. So I definitely encourage you to get involved there. The FAQ for the annual all access pass, yes, is 3013. Moving right along, we have Summit of 2017 coming up. I know that there are some of you are registered. I registered literally walking out of Summit 2016. So again, another place to fill up your cup, to be surrounded by passionate, driven people, and to get a sense for what this business really is, what it does for people, what it has done for people, and how it can inspire you to fulfill your purpose and to live your dreams and to pursue that passion that you're seeking, or whatever that void is that you're looking for in life. So if you're not registered for that yet, I strongly encourage you to do so. But I will say this: don't invest the money if you're not going to invest in yourself this year. If you don't plan on doing big things with your business, with your health and fitness goals, don't spend the money, because you're going to be overwhelmed. It's a lot of information, but it's amazing information, and it's inspiring and helps you want to push and do big, big things. So if you're one of those people who 2017 is your year and you're wanting to push hard for some really big goals, get involved and get in the community that we have available to us. Use your resources, okay? So Summit of 2017 is 2017. I can't even say it yet. That will be coming in July. And then the last announcement that I wanted to go over really quick is Jessie Reagan's social media training. I shared that in our team page yesterday, I think. Yesterday or the day before. You can actually enroll for his event, so that the way you get notifications of what's going on with Jessie's social media training. He's really, really good at staying current on what's working on Facebook, what isn't working, and how to grow your business tenfold by using Facebook. So you can actually go to his event link that I put in the group. You can sign up for his free trainings. You will get, I think it's 7 days. I think I originally said 5 days, but I actually believe it's 7 days worth of free training. And then obviously there is going to be some sort of a plug or an opportunity for us to invest in his social media training, which I will be honest, I'm personally doing. I've already committed to that. Once I did his free trainings from last year, I am sold, and I know what it's done for Meg's business, and she has over 50,000 followers on Facebook because she uses Jessie's information and she uses his teachings. I will absolutely be investing in my business when he rolls that platform out. So if you're not ready to invest in that, I at least encourage you to check out the free trainings, because they're amazing resources, and it's helped me grow my Facebook like page pretty significantly here recently. So that's social media team builder Jessie Reagan. Okay, the information's in our team too. So that leads me into our team call for tonight, and I want to share with you a little bit about what my goals are for 2017. So in 2016, I kind of half-assed set the goal for being elite and 5-star. I didn't really put in the effort of mapping out what that would look like or what I needed to do to make that happen. It was just kind of something I threw out there, and it was like one of those goals, like if I hit it, I hit it. But if I didn't, I didn't, right? So I wasn't really inspired to make that happen. for 2017, Team Living Healthy and Fit will be a 5-star elite team. I am putting in the work. I have been putting in the work for the last 2 months to make that start to roll. And I have an amazing success partner. And I want you all to come with me. I want you all to be successful and to be fulfilling your purpose. I want you to feel passionate about what you're doing. I want you to be excited about the progress that you're making. And I want you to be reaching your goals. But I'm going to say this. I'm going, you guys. And I don't want anybody to be left behind, but I can't pull anybody along. I can't do this for any of you. You have to show up and do this yourself. Just like, and honestly, like, I'm not doing you any service by holding your hand and by pulling you along, because then that's what you're going to do to your coaches, or that's what you're going to feel like you're going to have to do with your coaches, and you're going to get discouraged. So a goal for myself this year is I'm staying in phase 1, which means I'm staying focused in on my business and working my vital behaviors and not getting set in management mode. In 2016, I got set in management mode, and I was trying to help everybody else reach their goals, and I was pushing my goals to the side. And I quit doing what I know I have to do to be successful and to help my business grow too. So I am not going to do that this year, and I don't want any of you to ever do that either. We have to, as coaches, still keep our own goals in mind, and we have to focus on our business 90% of the time. When we get to where Meg is, or where Janelle is, or Lindsay Matway, or any of those girls who are very successful and they've built a solid foundation, then you can start focusing your energy more 60-40. But right now, every single one of us on this call needs to be focusing on our business 90% of the time. And it's not selfish. That's what you need to do to become a leader. That's what we need to do to grow and lead by example and show and kind of pave the path, right? To show that it's possible, to show this is what is working. This is what you have to do to be successful, is follow these steps, okay? So that is my goal. I know that it's going to happen. I feel it in my heart. There's been some really awesome things happening these last couple months, and I just really feel that 2017 is a really big year for our team. And like I said, I want every single one of you to be there with me, but the bus is leaving. Like I am laser focused right now, and it's not about the rank. It's not. It's about creating that freedom for my family. They are my why. And having the passion that I have right now, I have to embark upon that. And I hope that every one of you listen to that goals call. And I know Hannah was on it, but I hope that every single one of you listen to that. If you haven't, go back and listen to it and set goals for yourself. Really identify what you want to accomplish this year and do it now, because you're already 4 days into the year, right? You're already 4 days that we could be working towards our goals. So make that happen and make that a priority. Team Living Healthy and Fit will be a 2017 5-star Diamond Elite team, which I'm really excited about, and I can just hear it being said. I also am going to start planning a diamond retreat for 2018. So this is something that I have been wanting to do since I went on a diamond retreat with Kelly. And no matter if I have 1 diamond, which I'm going to have 5 by the end of the year, or I have 10, I am doing something for all 10 or every single one of those diamonds that grows this year. And we are going to do something in the spring of 2018 because you deserve it, because you deserve that celebration and that excitement and celebrating that you've reached your goals. So that is something that I am absolutely planning, and I'm going to start doing some research and really mapping out what I need to do as a leader and what I need to do to plan that and make it happen too. So I'm really excited that Team Living Healthy and Fit is going to be planning their first diamond retreat. So I kind of talked about staying in phase 1, and just to kind of reiterate, because I think I got talking kind of fast because I'm just really freaking pumped up right now, you guys, is phase 1 is focusing on the vital behaviors, okay? Yes, we need to help our coaches if you already have coaches on your team or as you enroll coaches on your team, but you cannot do it for them. And honestly, like, I look at the successful coaches, and a lot of them don't even have an upline. They didn't have anybody to give them templates. They didn't have anybody to plug them into a team page. They didn't have anybody to shoot them a message every now and then and say, hey girl, like, how are you doing? They didn't have weekly or monthly shout outs or recognition. None of that, you guys. They had a strong desire to make change in their life, and they had a strong why. And that's why Lindsay Matway is where she is. She never had an upline. Janelle Summers never had an upline. We have to think about what we need to do as an individual to accomplish our goals, and not to lean on maybe all the resources. And I will be the first to admit, because I am a mom and I tend to take that mama bear role, I've probably inhibited you guys more than I should have by answering questions right away or feeding you the information all the time. And I'm not going to do that anymore because it's not doing you any favors. You're not learning to kind of stand on your own feet and become those leaders, like checking the FAQs before asking a question in the group, or before messaging me, or before messaging your upline. And I'll be honest, like, I haven't had an upline check on me or ask how I'm doing in a couple of years. And I'm here. I am grinding, and I am tapping into resources so I can help our team grow. And I know that you can do the same. You guys, there's so many resources out there in the Coach Online office, our team, in team calls, in going to Super Saturday events, in coach summits, and all of that information, it's there. You just have to type in the Google search engine. Seriously, it's really there. And there's a sense of empowerment when you start to do it on your own. Think about when you were in school and you had to do a little bit of research to answer a question, right? Use your resources you have available, because it's going to empower you to become a stronger leader. It's going to empower you to know, yeah, if one of my clients asks me a question and I might not know about it, I'm going to know what to do to find that answer, right? And you can feel confident that you're going to be able to provide the answer for your customer. So just starting to really focus on your business and what you need to do and take action every single day to help your business grow. And then also the last thing that I wanted to touch on as far as goals for this year is the coach vision form that I posted in our group. So I would love for each and every one of you to fill it out. It's a short form. It will take you maybe 5 minutes to fill it out. If you do, great. If you don't, then I know where you stand. But if you are ready to move forward with your business, whether it's part-time as a hobby or you're all in and ready to go, that form is going to help me know where you stand. Because if you're ready to run, I'm going to run with you. If you're ready to jog, I'm going to jog with you. But I'm not going to chase after anybody anymore. I'm not going to keep checking in and babysitting and asking where everybody is and pulling teeth, because it's not fair to me and it's not fair to you guys. It's not doing anybody any favors. So if you fill out that form, awesome. I'm super excited to check those over the next couple mornings and see where you guys all stand and what excites you, what your goals are for 2017, no matter what they are. You know, if you want to do this as a hobby, great. I'm absolutely willing to help you do that. But it helps me to know where you are and what your goals are, so that I'm not pushing you harder than you want to be pushed, or having higher expectations than what you're ready for. And you're not expecting me to show up every single day if you're not showing up to meet me halfway, if that makes sense, okay? So I'm excited if you guys can fill out that form so I can check those out too. So with that said, 2017 is here, you guys. Whatever happened in 2016, leave it in the past. Maybe you missed some goals. Maybe you struggled a little bit and you're feeling a bit down because you didn't reach the goals you were looking for. Maybe you kind of fell off the mat for a little while, but that's okay. It happens to all of us. But what's important is that we learn from those missteps. We learn from those failures and we move forward. They're not failures if you take a lesson from them, you guys, and if you learn and you grow and you move forward. So leave the past in the past and take the lessons that you learned to move forward and know what you need to do differently in 2017 so that you can accomplish your goals and not miss them again, okay? So if I were to ask you right now, if you had invested $100,000 to get started in this business, would you be treating it differently than you are right now? Yeah, I can only see 2 of you. I would love if you guys could show your faces or type in the chat box or whatever. We don't care if you have makeup on or if your hair is a mess, but the honest answer is yes, right? Like if you had to invest $100,000 in this business, would you be treating it differently? Hey, buddy. Hey, right? You would. But most of us are investing $40, maybe $100, maybe $200 to get started. So it makes it a little bit easier to push off, right? Now let me ask you this. Would you like to make $100,000 with this business? Hell freaking yeah. You all better get pumped up about that. Who the hell wouldn't want to make $100,000 from helping to inspire people to feel happier and healthier? Like, that's like the best job ever. And work out and get, you know, all fit and sassy yourself while you're doing it because you're being a product of the product. Yes, you know, but we have to show up every single day if we want to earn $100,000, you guys. Somebody who owns a $100,000 business doesn't just show up when they feel like it. Those people are grinding every single day on the days they don't feel like it. As much as I love this business and as amazing as it is, and as passionate and pumped up as I am right now, I know, because I've had them before, I know that there's going to be days that I'm going to be like, I just don't want to talk to anybody today. Or I kind of just don't want to get my workout in. Or I would much rather sit down and eat a big fat pizza and stuff my face, right? Like there's just going to be days that you don't want to show up. But that's why you have to have a strong why, because you have to show up. If you want 100K, you have got to start showing up and creating that consistency. Did anybody see that video that I put in the team page today? It was like 2 minutes long. And it was, he put a bag of popcorn in the microwave and hit the buttons and hit start and then open the door, closed it, hit start, open the door, closed it, hit start, open the door, closed it, hit start. Well, you could do that for 2 years. And if you keep stopping the process, opening the door and closing it, the popcorn's never going to pop. But if you allow 2 minutes of solid, consistent behavior of letting the microwave do its job for 2 minutes, you will have a whole bag of popcorn. So it's the same thing with your business. You're doing one of 2 things. You're always consistent. We're always consistent in our behavior, at least most of the time, right? It's just we're either consistently growing towards our goals or we're consistently moving further away from our goals. So we have to decide, what actions are we taking? Are our actions taking us closer or are they taking us further away? And if they're taking us further away, then maybe we need to reevaluate what we really want, why we really want what we want. Is it big enough? So that's a couple things to kind of evaluate. So another question that I have is, if you were to evaluate the actions that you took in 2016 and you were your own boss, would you still have a job? No. And that's okay, you guys. Like, I don't want you to be discouraged by that. I want you to be empowered by that. I want you to realize that you see that, right? You can see that change needs to be met if you want to accomplish bigger things, right? If we set X, Y, and Z as our goal, we miss X, Y, and Z, what actions do we need to change to meet them this year? Because the definition of insanity is doing the same freaking behavior over and over and over and expecting a different outcome. I mean, I don't think any of us deserve to be in a padded room right now. I mean, we're not like nuts or anything, right? We get it. Like, we have to do something different if we want something different, right? We all comprehend that and get that. Yeah, cool. So we have to recognize, if you can recognize the fact that you need to make change, then what are the actions that maybe took you steps further away? And what actions can you take to make you be closer to your goals for this year? So it's funny to think about, especially for those of us who hate our normal 9 to 5, but we show up. So for those of you who said you would fire yourself or you wouldn't still have a job, like, think about your 9 to 5. I know most of us, maybe you don't hate your 9 to 5, but I'm pretty sure everyone on this call could agree that we want more freedom. We want to be able to be more present with our kids. We'd like to be able to take a little bit more vacation. We'd like to not have to ask somebody for vacation if we want to do something. Maybe have some more freedom of our time, not just a financial aspect. But we willingly do that day in and day out and show up consistently, working for somebody else's dream. But yet, when it comes to our own dream and working our own business, we say, oh, well, I'll get to it tomorrow. I'll get to it tomorrow. And then before you know it, it's a week before you've talked to anybody. And then it's 2 weeks. And then it's a month. And then it's 2 months. And then you're like, well, shit, I don't even know where to start to pick back up to get started again. So I give up. It's too hard, right? And then we get discouraged and we get down on ourselves and we go MIA. We have to stop doing that. Only 2% of people are super successful and really push the limits, because most people give up when there's a little bit of tension. Most people give up when it gets just a little bit too hard, right? Get up an hour earlier. Go to bed an hour later, you know? Sacrifice TV time for an hour a day. You guys, an hour a day. When I started this business, I worked an hour a freaking day. That's it. And I grew a pretty solid business that got me to diamond. Working an hour a day. It's doable, right? It's just something that we have to make a what? Priority. Yes, just something that we have to make a priority. So in order to grow and create momentum, we have to show up every day, not just when it fits in. We have to take control of our time management, of our schedule, and make it happen every day. So my next question for you is, if I were to ask you, are you the type of challenger or coach that you would want on your team? Are you participating in your challenge groups? Are you being that challenger, that rock star challenger that you want on your team? Are you being, maybe you don't have coaches on your team yet, but are you being the coach that you would want on your team? No. I mean, that's just being honest, right? Self-evaluation allows for self-growth. So the moment we start to become the challenger that we would want to work with, we start to attract that. We start to get that out of people. The moment we become the coach that we would want on our team, we start to exude that confidence. Like attracts like. So if we're kind of not doing so good on our challenge groups, or we're kind of complaining about our financial status, or time's just, you know, I'm always so busy. If that's always our complaint, what kind of objections do you think you're hearing from people? Oh, I don't have enough time, or I don't have that kind of money to invest in that. Like attracts like. So start shifting your mindset and become the challenger that you would want to work with. Be on with your workouts. Be on with your nutrition most of the time. I'm not saying be perfect, because none of us are perfect. Be real. But you need to be the type of challenger and coach prospect that you want to attract, so that like attracts like. And once you start being that person, you will start to see people investing in you and excited to join you because they see you being consistent and they see you being real, right? And then you'll start to attract more of that. And then what happens? You start gaining more confidence. You start getting more momentum. And then you get excited because you're sharing with more people, because you have people rallying behind you. But to be a strong leader, we have to lead from the front. Remember? Like I was just talking about, don't go into management mode. I made that mistake. Learn from my mistake. Don't do that. Lead from the front. Be the leader that people want to follow. And the first place it starts with is you. Is working on you through self-growth. And this whole call is about that self-evaluation, guys. Like I said, it's not to discourage you. It's not to call you out and say, oh, well, 2016 sucked, you guys. No. There was growth from 2016, right? There was lessons to be learned in 2016, which makes us closer to our goals, because we are all here right now on this call for a reason, and we're all ready to move forward. So remember that it starts with you. And the moment that you start to attract, or you start to be that person that you want to attract, you will start to attract that person. It's putting it out into the universe. It's the laws of attraction, and just attracting the like that you are. That kind of didn't make sense. I don't know where I was going with that. Sorry. But if you just have to become the person you want to start to attract, right? So it's once you start being more consistent with your business and being more consistent with your workouts and your nutrition, and once you are inviting and you're in that flow, you're going to have less no's. You're going to hear less excuses. It's, you know, I say it gets easier as you get further in the business because you hear less objections, because you're confident in what you're presenting to people and you've been consistent long enough that people see what you're doing, and the people who have been watching you are continuing to watch you. So I'm going to go through this next section really quick because we only have like 8 minutes left. So this goes back to creating your strong why. So you guys, we've talked about this a million times, and I'm sure you get sick of it, and some of you have probably blown it off and haven't even identified what your why is. But on those days that you don't want to show up, on those days that you say, well, maybe I'll do it tomorrow, and before you know it, it's been a month or 2 months since you checked into the group or been a part of a team call or invited or talked and made any conversations with people, you have to have that strong why to push you forward. You have to identify what that is. So it could be, sometimes people say, well, your why makes you cry. What is something you want so bad in life for you and your family that it makes you cry to think that you can't achieve it? Or if you didn't achieve it, it's an awful image for you. Or a pain point, something that pisses you off, and something that needs to light a fire within you to make it happen so that you show up on the days you don't feel like it. Create your passion. Know what you really want. And that's going to take some time to sit down and think about it, you guys. But it's something that needs to be done so that way you can push hard for your goals and you can create that momentum to hit them this year. So, the last thing I wanted to share with you is to be vulnerable and be you. Share about feeling uncomfortable, being overweight, eating disorders, depression, unhappy with your life, all of the things that are incredibly hard to open up about for all of us, but it's what we're dealing with and what is going to help others to relate to us. So share those struggles. Like if you do have pizza, let people know, but then share the positive of that you're going to get right back on track, and that you're not going to allow that to get you down. Or maybe you do struggle with depression, and share that with people, and share how you're, maybe some exercises that you do, not like just physical exercises, but maybe you do morning meditations, or maybe you read morning devotionals, or you make sure that you have certain quiet times throughout the day. Whatever that is for you, start opening up and sharing that with people, because we are more than Beachbody, you guys. We are more, and Beachbody is more than just nutrition and fitness. It's really about empowering people to be the best version of themselves. So start thinking about what makes you you. What makes you different than me? What makes you different than Marguerite? What makes you different than Hannah? Are you a mom? Do you have a stressful job? Do you struggle with body image? Did you struggle with eating disorders? Are you a college student who's, trying to work through school and manage a full-time job and, all of those things? Like, who are you? And start speaking to that person, because that's who's following you, and that's who's going to relate to you, is the person that's looking at you right now. So that's all I have, girls. Thank you so much for jumping on the call. We have about 3 minutes. If you girls have any questions or anything that you would like to share, I would love to open it up and just have a little bit of back and forth for a few minutes.
I had really good feedback on my health bet post that I posted about. I had like 28 comments, but every single person that I talked to either didn't respond, or I got to the whole end of it and they were almost ready to buy, and then I told them the price and they couldn't afford it.
Okay.
But I think part of it is because most of my people are college students.
Yeah. Let me ask you this. Do you think it's expensive?
Not really, not for everything you get. I mean, not when you break it down.
Yeah.
Which I did break it down for them.
You do break it down?
I mean, I tell them all they get. I don't know if I should maybe be putting because I know there's one for the 21-day fix that has everything you get and then the actual cost of that, which is over what you pay for it. So I don't know if that would be beneficial to send them.
The one I've been using is really been working very well for me. It's in the Corey's inviting scripts. It's the very first file when you go into the files tab, and I have it broken down what the value is and what you get and how much it is.
Okay.
It's working really well for me. But I just asked if you initially think it's like, how do you know that? You said no, but you had to kind of like say, well, I break it down.
I mean, when you first see it, I think when it's kind of sticker shock when you first see it, but then after you think about it, you're like, oh, maybe it's not so bad. But when you don't think about it, you're going to say no.
Yeah.
And a lot of them said, well, maybe on my next paycheck. I had one girl say that to me. She just couldn't afford it right now.
Okay. Well, a couple things. We have like 60 seconds, but a couple things that I would say is make sure you're believing in it before you share it. And if you believe that it is kind of pricey or that it's going to be sticker shock, that's what they're going to think when you share it with them, because that's what you're putting out into the universe. So try to really clear your mind of what you're thinking before you share it with people. And two, you've really only been reaching out consistently for a short period of time. So I would put them on a follow-up list. And the more you're consistent, the more those people are going to come back around. I'll be honest with you guys. It's a numbers game in the beginning. I mean, it always kind of is, but in the beginning, until you build that consistency and those relationships with people, you have to really show up every single day in your own health and fitness journey too, so that they know that you're being real and that they have a strong leader to